Welcome to The Explainer. So look, if you've been diving into AI filmmaking, you already know the absolute agony of nailing that one perfect shot, only for your lead character to look like a completely different person in the very next frame, right? Today, we are taking a deep dive into solving this notoriously tricky problem, maintaining character and style consistency. We're going to unpack a highly structured professional production pipeline using Scenario for our visuals and 11 Labs for our audio. Get ready, because we are about to completely rewire how you approach AI generation. Okay, let's dive into this. If there's literally one thing you take away from our time together today, let it be this quote right here. We need a fundamental mindset shift. We've got to completely abandon the myth that you can just smash a massive paragraph-long description into a text-to-video prompt and magically get a perfect scene-length output. It just doesn't work like that. True consistency, that comes from building rock-solid anchors and strict approval gates. To get us there, here is our roadmap for this explainer. First up, the consistency problem. Second, visual anchors and models. Third, storyboards before video. Fourth, the voice pipeline. And finally, final assembly and lip sync. Let's get right to it. Section 1, the consistency problem. Think like a director. You know, we really need to stop thinking like prompt engineers. I know you felt the pain. You generate a stunning character, but the second they turn their head, their face melts, their jacket randomly swaps colors, or their voice just shifts mid-sentence. It is incredibly frustrating for any serious creator trying to tell a cohesive story. The real enemy of consistency is treating AI like some kind of one-pass magic wand, asking a single model to do absolutely everything all at once. The highest leverage choice you can make, and really the core of our methodology today, is completely separating your image, video, and audio workflows. We need to start treating our AI platforms like structured production databases, rather than just pulling the lever on a slot machine and hoping for the best. Moving on to Section 2, Visual Anchors and Models, the Scenario Foundation. Transitioning over to pre-production, this is exactly where a platform like Scenario becomes an absolute game changer for building our visual anchors. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the clear distinction Scenario makes between its model types. A style model is fantastic for nailing an overall vibe, say a gritty cyberpunk look or a soft watercolor finish, but it absolutely will not guarantee your hero's nose or jawline stays the same shot to shot. For that, you have to train a dedicated character model. We're talking a custom Laura, using 10 to 20 images per lead character. That is the secret sauce for maximum identity fidelity. But how do you actually get those 10 to 20 images? Well, you build a robust character reference pack. A single static portrait is nowhere near enough if your character needs to run, or sit down, or show extreme emotion later on. You need a checklist, a neutral front close-up, a three-quarter close-up, a profile shot, a full body view, expression sheets, costume variants, and scale references. Basically, aim for 5 to 15 plus images of your character in different, controlled states. Give the AI the robust anchor it actually craves. And once you have these awesome assets, whatever you do, don't just dump them into a messy desktop folder. Organize these anchors using scenario collections. By tagging them with searchable metadata like character core pack or location look pack, you're essentially building your own Hollywood asset database. What this means is that whether you or an automated agent are pulling up an asset, it becomes completely deterministic. No guessing. You know exactly which visual anchor is driving your generation. All right, Section 3, Storyboards before video, the visual pipeline. Listen closely, because this honestly contains the most critical workflow rule of this entire explainer. Never jump straight to video generation. Here is your layered, foolproof pipeline. First, create your style anchor. Second, build that character pack. Third, train your models. But Step 4 is the ultimate gatekeeper. Generate and approve storyboards. You've got to generate 3 to 4 still variants of a shot and explicitly approve the best one. Only, and I mean absolutely only, after you have a locked, high-quality still image, do you move to Step 5 and actually animate it. And this brilliantly illustrates how specific tools inside Scenario should be deployed depending on what you actually need. If you need a strict lock on a single shot, use a standard image-to-video model with first frame support to squash any drift. Dealing with a complex scene that needs multi-reference consistency, leverage something like VidoQ2, which supports up to 7 reference images for a true asset lock. Or hey, if you're just extending an existing clip, Veo 3.1 is specifically built for video continuation. Pick the right tool for the job. Now, when you finally are ready to prompt that motion, your prompt pattern needs to completely shift. Since your image is already locked in, your motion prompt should basically just be short, punchy notes about movement. Tell it the camera move, the subject motion, the environment tempo, and literally just state what must not change. Do not, I repeat, do not write long, flowery, descriptive visual rewrites of the character's clothing and face. That just confuses the AI, makes it hallucinate random new details, and completely ruins the consistency you just worked so hard for. Moving on to Section 4, the voice pipeline, ElevenLabs Audio Mastery. Just like with our visuals, our audio needs strict structure. And ElevenLabs offers unparalleled control through per-voice settings and precise timestamps. Let's manage some expectations right out of the gate here. The absolute fastest way to get inconsistent, totally wild audio reads is to rely on subtle subtext described in prose. Typing things like, "he said," hiding his quiet anger. That is so incredibly unreliable. What is reliable? Systemizing your audio, using a chosen voice, a locked-in model, stored stability and style settings, and using fixed seeds for generation. That's how you win. You also need to pick the exact right model for the job. For dramatic performance consistency across a whole project, professional voice clones, or PVCs, running on the V2 or V2.5 models are definitely your best bet. Though keep in mind, PVCs do require 1 to 3 hours of clean source audio to train properly. If you're just doing a quick preview of your scripts, use Flash V2.5 for that lightning-fast 75 millisecond latency. And if you need highly expressive acting using tags like whispering or crying, then 11v3 is your go-to. So the crucial point is really understanding the trade-offs here. Currently, the highly expressive ElevenLabs V3 model does not support custom professional voice clones. If your main protagonist absolutely needs a locked, custom cloned voice, you have to use V2.5 for your baseline consistency. Reserve V3 strictly for specific, highly expressive lines using their generic voices or voice designs. Oh, and a super quick technical note. When you're using the text-to-dialogue API in V3 to generate multiple speakers, you really must keep your request at or below 2,000 characters. Keeping your text chunks small like that ensures reliability and gives you optimal continuity across your scene. Almost at the finish line. Section 5, final assembly and lip sync, bringing it together. This is where the magic happens, where we finally stitch our highly curated visual and audio stems together. Let's move to and see how this builds your final shot. Because we didn't let the video model just randomly generate garbage audio, we have total, absolute control. Step 1, you generate your perfect silent visual clip. Step 2, you generate your perfectly acted audio over in ElevenLabs. Step 3, and literally only Step 3, you bring them together. You use Scenario's Sync 3 tool as the absolute final step to apply that gorgeous 4K obstruction-handling lip sync over your already approved assets. By building durable anchors, utilizing strict approval gates, and keeping your workflows totally separate, you completely remove the chaos of AI generation. You are no longer just rolling the dice, crossing your fingers, and hoping for a good output. You are actively managing a database of assets. So I'll leave you with this provocative thought to chew on before your next project. Are you ready to stop prompting and start directing? Keep experimenting, keep building those anchors, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.